Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and thank you very much, guys, for your greatest support. Now, fellow Kenyans, I'm very sorry for the echo. Please just bear with me on this video. I've decided to do this. There is something that is being worked on where I normally shoot, so I've decided to do this somewhere else. But that one doesn't mean that we won't talk about what's going on. Let me start by saying this, that I've done a lot of case studies in this country, and not only in Kenya, actually all over the world. And I realized that one of the easiest ways of killing an enemy, or one of the easiest ways that politicians normally use to kill each other, especially those who seems to be a threat to them, is by an accident. You know, there is a way an accident can be forged. Somebody can just create a scene, and this scene will look like it's an accident. And then when now people ask questions, you realize that there's nobody who's going to answer these questions, because the government itself knows very well that it is something that they've created by themselves. And the truth of the matter is, I think all of us knows this, that a government cannot investigate its government. A government cannot investigate itself. There is no way you can tell me that a government has killed somebody and then the same government is sending either the NIS, the DCI, or the IPOA to do the investigation and come out with the clear findings on the cause of the death. Now, let's just mention but a few people that have died. Let's just mention but a few people that have ever died by road accident. If I do, I know I might not mention all of them, but if at all maybe I'll miss one or two people, you can also tell me at the comment section. Number one, let's start with the death of George Saitoti and Oro Jode. Those guys died through a plane crash. It looked like it was an accident, bad weather and all that, but then was it really a bad weather? Was it really an accident? That is the question we need to ask. Was it really an accident that we can say that, okay, it was an accident, they died because the plane crashed because of due to bad weather and all that? Was it? Let's go, Pole too. Then let's go to General Ogola. General Ogola also died on a plane crash. So during General Ogola, can we say that General Ogola's plane crash was due to bad weather? Can we say that? Let's just be honest with ourselves. Can we say that that General Ogola's death was due to bad weather or something like that? Can we say that? I doubt if we can say that, right? There is something behind this. There was something behind it. Let's go to this guy that just died by a road accident. No, let's Jirongo. Let's just talk about this. I want us to engage in a conversation. I just want us to engage each other in this conversation, because that is one of the things that is you look at Nimika. But there I've already sat down and I've thought about this thing very deeply. That people can't just die. And the people that are dying, when you try to trace, when you try to look at the people that are dying are the people that are always against the government in one way or the other. Maybe they're not always against the government directly, but indirectly they oppose the government. Jirongo just died. Jirongo died on a road accident, a very well planned and cooked road accident involving, I don't know, a climax, I don't know. And in fact, even the driver came, gave out his report without even the passengers seeing what happened, with no tracing of the conductor, nothing, like completely that statement that came out during Jirongo's accident or death was a well planned and cooked thing, but it failed because there were questions that people were asking and there was nobody who was answering them. You understand? Sometimes we go to an extent of asking several very serious questions, but now we end up realizing that there's nobody who is answering these questions. And right now, we have MP NGENO. MP Ngeno just died on Saturday on a plane crash. So these are the kind of things that fellow Kenyans, if we don't, one thing I believe and one thing I know as a person, as a journalist, or maybe as an analyst. Let me use that, because okay, I was a journalist. I am, but I just decided that okay, it had got a lot of issues, so I decided to do my own things. But that is what I studied. I realized and I noticed something, and I've really noticed something, that there is a way that the government normally wants to deal with its people. And they really try to hide the evidences. They really try to hide things that they know citizens can question. Of course, we know very well that we citizens, we like questioning things. So whenever the government realizes that, okay, these guys are going to ask this question, they try as much as they can to not answer the question. Are you getting it? So I really don't know. I really don't know what to think. And today also something happened. And what happened was this: that there was an helicopter that lost control. And of course, after losing control, what happened was after losing control, what happened was that this same helicopter landed somewhere. And the place that this helicopter landed in, it's a place that is someone's compound. It was someone's compound. So sometimes you ask yourself this question: that what is really going on? What is going on, and how are we going to solve all these problems that are happening? And I'm surprised concerning the helicopter or the plane that carried Ngeno. Today, the owner of a tractor was arrested because he was going to carry what was scrap. It was scrap, ni kama alipata opportunity mzuri, as you can see here. He got the best opportunity to at least get some scraps. Na serikali bado hajamaliza investigation. Unaona venye wanaikaga don't cross danger, but at this one is a crime scene. Venye wanaikaga crime scene, waliona hiyo haiwezekani, wakatoa. And they were going to sell those scrap. They felt like, hii mabati manguka hapa is very much expensive, we can't just leave it. So they went to pick the pieces that remained to go and sell, and they were arrested, as you can watch in this photo. Actually, it's just a photo that someone shared, and that is why I decided to at least talk about it. We should we really need to understand the logics and how these things are happening. Is it really right to be running to the crime scenes to do such kind of things, or what is normally the repercussions? What is normally the end results? Everything must have got its end result. Repercussions must be there. So Kenyans also needs to be taught, or Kenyans also need to know what they're supposed to do, why, when, and where, and how. You understand? So you see, these are the kind of things that if we fail to talk about them, then there is going to be a very big problem. And these problems can only be solved if we as Kenyans know or say things as they are. Now, this helicopter that was landing, was it landing because an emergency landing means that there was either a mechanical problem or a bad weather, but let's talk about mechanical problem. On mechanical problem, this one has been an issue, and this one has been an excuse that the government normally gives when such things happen. Now, look at this thing this way. Take a scenario whereby a helicopter, before taking off, I believe before any helicopter or before any plane takes off, there is always that part that a mechanic must do thorough research, must do everything to make sure that this helicopter, this chopper is in good condition. But then why is it that these people normally assume these things? And then at the end of the day, they start telling us that, oh, you know what, it was bad weather, you know what, it was mechanical problem. If it's mechanical problem, why can't you solve it? If it's about bad weather, must the chopper take off? No, must the chopper take off if it's mechanical problem? If it's bad weather, can't you use roads? And I think this one should be a call. This one is supposed to be a very serious call to these other politicians that maybe are against the government. People like Edwin Sifuna, people like Babu Wino. Please, I will request you that please don't use choppers. Don't use choppers to go anywhere. Use road. Hata kama mtamaliza 4-5 hours. Please, it is better you take all those hours, but you umefika safe. Other than kutumia hizi choppers, because these same choppers, you know, politicians, they know, wanajua vizuri kwamba mtu fulani atatumia ile chopper, mtu fulani atatumia ile chopper. So that is where now things get compromised. I've seen a lot of people asking questions concerning that chopper that landed in a wrong place. Somebody saying that this one is a game, and they know it better. They know no witnesses, no proof, and behind I'm really wondering what's going on, because of course at the end of the day nobody is going to investigate and get the true details in this case. In a case like this one now of NGENO, there is nobody is going to investigate. Okay, they're going to pretend that they're doing the investigation. Investigations, they've been doing investigations year in, year out, accidents in, accidents out. And today, in the morning, I heard the president telling the CS of Roads and Transport that he should make sure that they put CCTV cameras along the road. So I was asking myself this question, that so how is putting CCTV cameras along the roads going to solve the problems of accidents that are happening every now and then?
I have always wondered why we have taken forever Davis, the Minister of Transport, and team. Why don't we enforce the instant fines program? Why haven't we rolled out the cameras on our roads? You know, it is just as simple as that. We have a new guy at NTSA. I hope he's here. Yes, we have this new guy at NTSA. It is my position, Waziri, that within the shortest time possible, let us roll out the cameras. We've been discussing this forever. You know? When can we have the cameras on the roads, Davis? You haven't answered my question, Davis. When? When? Let's cut it to the chase.
Because of the investors program, let's give it a maximum of
1 month. 1 month.
1 month. Thank you.
It has to be 1 month.
Thank you,
I know it can be done within 1 month.
We'll do it, Your Excellency.
So, when you leave this place, Bwana DG, go do what you have to do with the support of the minister and the Minister of Transport. Rolling out the cameras is not rocket science. We've had cameras before on the roads. So let us roll out cameras in the, is it 5 or 6 major towns in Kenya in the next 1 month. And those cameras must be, are already connected to the whole framework of instant fines. Is that correct? So that way, we will make it easy for us to do several things.
Is there a way that it's going to affect, or maybe is there a way that it's going to solve all these problems that are happening right now? Personally, I think that it's not going to solve any problem. Because if the government wants to kill you, they'll kill you. They can either assassinate you. Ongondowere was assassinated. Was it? No. Can we say that that one was an accident? It wasn't an accident. So the problem is that we like assuming. I've reached a point that we can't assume anything. I've reached a point that I can't just assume anything. I can't. There is no point of assuming things and then we say that kuna serikali, the government will not investigate and give us the correct answer. These questions that we are asking, there is nobody who is going to answer them. Mimi kitu nimesema ni rahisi sana ya kwamba wacha hawa watu wacha hawa watu ambao wanapinga serikali, watu kama kina Sifuna au watu wengine, watu wengi tu, sio Sifuna peke yao, watu wengi tu, kama unajua kwamba wewe mwenyewe unapinga serikali, please use road transport. Simple. Use road transport because what I believe is this, that before we get to 2027, a lot of people will die if you're not very careful. Politicians will die. Citizens will die. Ili tukifika 2027, I'm saying this nikiwa 100% sure that tutafika 2027 kama watu wengi watakuwa wamekufa, watu wengi sana watakuwa wameumia. But you know, of course, prevention is normally better than cure, right? The second story, and I think this one is the last one. William RUTO went to NGENO'S home in Karen to send his condolences. Of course, as the president, you have to do that. That is what is expected about that is what is expected as a president, you know, as a leader of the nation. That is what is expected. And I've just mentioned but a few people who died miserably, or who their death was like a misery. And I've asked you can also mention for me at the comment section. Just mention a few people that maybe I've forgotten. I've talked about people like George Saitoti and Oruo Jode. I've talked about General Gola. I've talked about NGENO, and I talked about Jirongo. Those are just a few people. And the assassination that was done to Omondo Were. Those are just but a few people that I know recently. Tunajua watu kama kina Achieng' Oneko also died miserably. I'm talking about like the accidents, because I've told you that when a government or when an enemy, especially when a leader wants to finish you, one of the easiest and the best ways that they can kill you is by an accident. A very well planned and created accident. A very well planned and a very well planned accident. I know, of course, kuna mtu anasema kwamba a lot of people die every day using by roads, but I want to be specific. Let's take a look at the politicians that I've just mentioned. How did they die? How did they die? Was it a natural death, assassination, or what? Please, I would like to know what you think at the comment section, and don't forget to drop me a comment. Tell me what you think and where exactly you're watching this video from. If you're in the country, tell me which part of the country, and if you're outside the country, it's good to tell me which country. Just don't be the code of the country where you are at the comment section, and figure that out by myself. Until we meet again in the next video, if it is possible, fellow Kenyans, I have been your host, Boniface Sabina. Bingo.